Welcome to the EST Hangout.
This is the EST Hangout, and today's guests are... It is Wednesday. It is the EST Hangout. Tom Gazzola, Jasmine Sidhu. You're going to see YouTube Trev right away here. And Shawn Belle will be joining us in a little bit. Hope everyone's doing good out there, Oil Country. Not happy. And no bueno last night at Rogers Place. I know the boys on the morning show talked about it a lot. We will continue that conversation. Jasmine covered the game yesterday. She's got a lot to say about the game and her experience. Second game you've ever covered. Mm-hmm. That's excellent. You, myself, and Reed sat together, which was awesome.
So awesome.
Yeah, and we'll get into that right away. YouTube Trev's working on the audio, so we'll get that sorted out as well. The Oilers continuing to struggle.
It is echoing?
It is echoing, yes. So we'll get that all fixed up now. Trev, you good? We good?
Yep.
We're good. All right. I should mention, too, that the EST Hangout is presented by Sentinel Storage, Canada's storage experts. More than 2 decades of helping Canadians through life's transitions. Canadian storage provider Sentinel.ca. You can text us 780-218-9999. Get to the Nasty Chat as well. You're watching the Nasty Chat?
Yep.
Okay, good. I've got the text line. And then Trev's going to hop on here when he gets everything all figured out. What do you got?
You took it right out of my, out of my mouth. No, Yuki did.
Oh, Yuki did.
Let's get toxic. I slept 5 hours. Okay, I went to bed around 1-ish. Oh. I woke up naturally because I'm stressed out. I'm having nightmares. What do?
Toxic.
You talk about the game last night?
From last night?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That was tough.
Can I have your energy right now, please?
I also lost. I didn't get much sleep. It was a very dark night in my household.
I couldn't sleep either.
Really?
Yeah.
Jack Michaels texted me during the game. You saw the text exchange that we were having?
Yeah.
And at one point, I don't know if I showed you this, but he's like, what do you think of the game? And I'm like, it's like when a dog takes a wet dump on your living room carpet.
That's that's fair. Yeah. You know what? I'll take it. I'll take it. That's exactly what it was like. It sucked.
It was awful.
And that sucks.
It's like the first 8 minutes, you're like, oh, there we go. Exactly. We have home ice. We're back.
Welcome back.
Yeah, it's good.
Were you playing last night?
Okay, I do.
You're
a
member of
this.
the media. Yes, you were there last night in the press box representing EST. Yeah. So you were good, very professional.
Thank you.
But that has to continue on the show.
When you know what? Thank you. I will be more mindful, but I do want to be authentic and genuine. So when I do introduce myself to new media, I straight up am like, let's get this out of the way. I am an Oilers fan. I am. And that's why I care a lot. And then they'll be like,
can tell.
Oh.
And I've known
They're
this.
like, it'll go away soon. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
It does go away. It really does.
It does, actually.
Trev, that was your adjustment last year.
I remember it was like, the first month of last year. And I think it was when they lost to the Sharks. And I remember, and Tommy could tell, at the beginning of the season how I was. And then at the end of the season how I was. But I remember what game. I think it was when they lost to the Sharks. You took a photo of me, and I was just like this. I was like, it was a regular season game, and you're like, Trev's not doing so well, and that was probably the last time I was that upset. But yesterday,
Game
I'm not
7
gonna
of the Cup final, you were pretty rattled too.
Yeah, I was very rattled.
That wasn't.
That's understandable, but
that sucked.
Yeah.
Oh, that was. I didn't even get nominated for Gutsy Performance of the Year, and I had to be on post for that. Yeah, that was tough.
You were down there.
Oh, I was down there. Yeah. That's why it's so sad to see where we were and what's happening right now. But I mean, if you look at it, last year we had a really bad start. Yeah. Not to say that we had a really good start this year. Now we're gonna I'm not saying that. I'm saying there's ways to get out of this.
Absolutely, there is. That's the thing, and they said it yesterday. Now they say it, but then they don't do it, and their actions don't lead to any better results, except for last Saturday. But you're right, Jasmine. The first 8 minutes yesterday, they got the lead.
Yeah.
They were outplaying Anaheim.
Everybody's cheering. The arena was loud.
And then one goal goes in.
Yeah.
And then
it was all fine.
Goal goes in.
And the way all in the first
and it got
period.
Quiet.
Oh, hell yeah. People
It's
left.
getting quiet. Yeah,
People
that was
got
the
up and
first.
left.
Oh, yeah.
Probably The first time in a long time where it come like near the end of the second period, there was quite a bit of empty seats. I know it's in the lower bowl. I could imagine the upper bowl.
Yeah.
Good point.
People are just
I left
bouncing.
with about 13 or 14 minutes left in the third period. You knew it was over, right? There's no jam left in that team. And the amount of people leaving still at that point was significant.
Yeah. Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah.
Dropping like flies. It sucked. I don't blame them. I mean, you look at, we were just talking about the price of tickets on today's, the Nielsen show.
That was insane.
And it is insane.
Yeah.
And
I couldn't believe it.
Like if I'm a season tickets holder or even just I'm going to be really, really ticked. Bellezy's here. Okay, but
No,
I'll finish with that.
Finish your thought.
Well, yeah, but it's just, I mean, you're paying for a product, and the product last night was crap, right? Like I'm leaving. I'm leaving. That was
crap.
It's like this. Let me compare.
Wet dog crap.
Let me compare.
Thank you.
To designer. Okay,
Bellezy.
you're not buying H&M. Okay, you're
Good job,
buying
Trev.
Chanel.
Thank you.
So you want the full product.
No,
you want the
continue,
quality, the service. You want it all. And
Okay, so we're getting Chanel here.
well, the prices that like season ticket holders are paying.
Right. You're not getting Kirkland Sig. We're getting Chanel. Hi, Bellezy.
Yeah,
Good morning.
exactly. This is not Costco.
Yeah.
Although Costco brands
I
are
love
great.
Costco.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
So that's what I mean. It's not like H&M.
Okay, so have we confirmed, because I heard the boys talking about it on the morning show on my way in, they have raised the ticket prices? Is that confirmed, or is it just some people have gotten this spike? Like, I'm assuming they're not just targeting a few different sections.
I'm understanding that they did raise the prices, judging from the nasty that message.
Confirm that for us, please.
Yes.
I haven't seen the inbox until like just now, so text us.
7% is what James B is saying.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm coming in late to this, so I have no idea if that
We're
happened
talking
or
about
not.
Chanel.
Chanel.
Yeah.
No, we weren't.
And we're comparing it to
Hot damn.
tickets.
Okay.
We're talking about high ticket prices and what you're getting for it.
Yeah, the ticket
Ah.
prices are insane.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yes. My good friend Larry Ring, oh my goodness, is sending the comparison from this year to last year. So, this year's playoffs, holy
What?
crap.
Share.
I don't know if Larry wants me to share the amount he's paying,
Okay.
but it is a significant playoff of season C prices for next year. Watching the Hangout right now. The regular season,
You know what?
almost you could put a deposit down on a property with that amount.
It's insane.
And then just for the playoffs, almost equal to the price of season seats. If I'm reading that, Larry, let me know via text. That's just this year's prices. Okay, he's going to explain it to me.
Sure.
Okay, continue. Sorry.
No, I've been in the queue for season tickets, my brother and I, and then we always decline them because it's too high. And to go to all those games and then going through the pain of selling them, a lot of people don't sell them, and I appreciate that. They just give them away. But this is why. Too expensive. Getting to the arena, the cost at the arena, and then this is what you see in the first period.
I like how it all goes back to what happened in one game.
Sorry.
Yeah, but it's just I get where people come from, why they're frustrated, because they do work hard for their money, and then they spend it on something that they want to
Enjoy.
Great fans.
Right? It's an investment.
It is an investment
in
in
your happiness.
Let's be honest, Edmonton is a blue collar city.
Yes.
And people want to see blue collar work ethic. And unfortunately, you don't get that, and people get pissed. And I would be 100% pissed too.
That was a Gen Z performance last night?
Oh, I'm not going down that path. But it was like, it was brutal. It was like, I didn't even really watch it because I was virtual golfing with a couple buddies. But every time I look up, they would get scored on again. And then I just started finally sitting down and being like, okay, so every time these guys were hitting, I'm looking at the screen. And I'm like, man, they look awful.
They did look awful.
And then I chimed into the post game, and I'm like, yeah, that confirms it. They were hot garbage.
Yeah, we shredded the living crap out of them.
Yeah.
Cass was great. Hernan was great. I popped off. I got mad even though I didn't expect to get mad.
So
the more I
annoyed.
thought about the game,
Yeah.
and I was like, this was bad. That was bad.
Yeah.
That stunk. Why didn't they do that? What? And naturally just thinking of hockey,
Yep.
I was like, that is so infuriating, regardless of if it was the Oilers or another team. I'm like, that was just pathetic.
Yeah.
Okay, so Adam from the Hat text in, sending his prices in. Says different sections got different percentage increases. My seats took a 12% increase. And then Larry's going to send over the comparison from this year to last year. But his prices just for season seat. Listen, he has nice seats. Okay, he's got club section, lower bowl. He's on the aisle, so he can go up and down, concession, bathrooms, whatever. He's got great seats. He really does, and he loves the team. And for him, it's a treat. I think he uses it for clients and friends to give tickets away. But yeah, it is a significant amount. And then when he sends in the comparison this year to last year, and prices went up this year too for this season.
Yep.
So I'll pass those along. If you want to share yours, please do. 780-218-9999. Get to the nasty chat as well. Yes, Jasmine.
It's just tough. Like, first the tariffs and then this. Can you blame us all for being cranky?
In this economy?
In this economy.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so Jasmine covered the game last night. She was there for us. It was South Asian night. You said you wanted to check that out too?
Thank you for bringing that up. I appreciate it.
It was good. Like, listen, like, it's good that cultures and things, causes are celebrated. It's not hard to do. It adds another layer to the experience. They had the dancers. They were great. Was Hunter dressed up? I know Tony was.
Yeah. I didn't see Hunter.
I didn't see Hunter, but the anthem, which I know you want to talk about.
Yeah.
Outside of that, and the first 8 minutes of the game, bad.
Yeah.
But Jasmine, let's hear your experience. Second game covering.
Yeah, so I really wanted to go because it was South Asian night. I wanted to represent EST and, go in there for my South Asian people. So I personally really love that. And I know some people are like, what's happening? Should it be French or English and blah, blah, blah. First of all, the anthem was in English. Second, I'm just really proud that my culture got represented in NHL and in hockey.
We have a large South Asian community.
We do, and they love hockey. We have Up Into Hockey with Lully, who will be here tomorrow, I believe.
Yeah. Lolly's coming in.
Yep.
So it's just nice that representation, and this girl over here, it means a lot to her if it doesn't mean a lot to other people, but that was pretty cool. And we have such a small community. I knew
majority of those. It was a big community, or everybody knows everybody.
Everybody knows everybody. Like, I knew majority
it's
of the
big but small community.
Yeah,
similar to the hockey
I knew
world.
a majority of those people that were on the jumbotron and such. But anywho, the anthem was I forgot her last name. Her name is also Jasmine. She cracked a little bit there because of the booing of the anthem. Did you not hear how loud it was?
When I first got up there and the anthem started.
Oh, right, you missed it.
No, I caught the anthems, but it didn't sound too bad at the start, and then it seemed to pick up the booing.
Yeah.
For the American?
Yeah.
And I could hear during our anthem, people were shouting "free."
Yeah.
Which was pretty cool.
I get. Listen, this is not a political show. We're not going to dive into politics, but I like how. I'll just say this: I like how Canadians are rallying and sticking together because, man, last 5 years, there's been a lot of the opposite. So I'll just say that.
It's been tough sledding for the last 5 years.
Yes.
In Canada.
Yes.
100%. I mean,
100%.
there's probably lots of places. I mean, I can't speak to those places. I can speak to Canada, but it's been tough the last 5 years here. Craziness.
That's a fair statement.
Yep. I agree with you.
Okay, so continue with the anthem. You felt bad for Jasmine, the singer.
Yeah, it was great. I talked to Tony. Tony's like, because I kind of wanted to wear my traditional suit, but I thought it could be a little too much.
You looked very nice yesterday.
Oh, thanks. So did you.
You were very popular
and
there.
Reed, thank you. And Reed's suit was great. He got a nice new suit too.
Did he really? That was a new suit? He looks dapper. He's doing good.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, thank you for, I'm happy about South Asian night. Hopefully it'll be a win next year if they allow South Asian night again.
I think they will. I think it's something.
I think they will too.
Yeah.
They won't be like, it's 0-1.
Yeah, right. Like, only I can make that joke.
Trust me, it's not because of the celebration that the team laid an egg.
Yeah.
How was the locker room? Because you were in there with Reed after, and then how was post game in the Hall of Fame room with Chris Knobloch?
Okay, this is actually such a good question because the first time I went, we won against St. Louis Blues, and the
Oilers won.
The Oilers won against St. Louis Blues.
You were good. You were asking questions.
Yeah. And it was like the energy was positive. Stu had a great game that day, blah, blah, blah. So it was good. This time we walked in, it was like a funeral. The vibe was so tense. It was so tense. No, I didn't. I tend to smile, and I wasn't smiling. I didn't want to look. I saw Corey Perry, saw Hyman. Nuge, I was like, I'm not looking at these guys. Like they are mad. Their faces are mad. There's clearly some tension that they're just waiting to get this presser over with so they can
get out of
there. I think there was some training staff at the end that was speaking to the team. So yeah, it was tense. And the locker room was stinky too.
Yeah, generally speaking. Yeah.
Sweat.
Yeah.
Dirty, moldy equipment.
It's very overwhelming this time. But maybe that's, I don't know, wasn't as bad last time. So.
Listen, I walk in when I cover a game.
It's fear.
Fear.
It's fear.
When I
nervousness.
Before I started doing post game shows, I was always in the room, and I did it every game. Decade of Darkness. When I was on the road, there was only a few of us. Like those were crappy rooms to work as well. But Bellezy, from a player's perspective, like Jasmine sees it from media. We come in after the loss. There's a 5-minute like grace period. I don't know if things need to be said, but you were on a team in the Decade of Darkness here.
Yep.
Like, what is there anything said, or do guys just peel off their gear and just what is usually take yesterday's game? What do you think happened in the room right after?
That's a tough one because it's been like. They're 3-7 their last 10?
Yeah, I lost 6 of the last 7.
And this may or may not have been the worst one. There may have been an expletive dropped or 2. But I think most guys are just pissed off. And they're not even interested in hearing other people. But it's a tough question, man, because like I played on so many different teams and good teams, bad teams. And the bad teams were the ones that, not much was said.
That's almost like,
well, it's like,
you're bad. So you're just like, yeah, whatever. We lost again.
I call him terrific Tom Rennie, but like we lost to Phoenix the one game and we didn't play very well. And he was clearly upset because we didn't really try that much. And I think we did try. We just weren't very good.
That one.
Yeah. And so the next day we come in and it's like we're watching video and then, Kate, you guys are going to go on the ice. It's 12-minute practice. And so like, I'm like, okay, so I understand the fact we're going to get on the ice, but like, does that 12 minutes really help us? No, it didn't really help us. It didn't do anything for us. It was just kind of a a-hole move to make you go out on the ice. Like, to me, it should have been like, you are going out for a full practice or just stay off the ice. 12 minutes is kind of like, that's such a wasted time.
And he's doing that to insult you guys because he feels insulted about what he feels insulted about. The night before.
So then like, there wasn't much bitterness towards that. It was just kind of like, oh, well, we suck. We get it. But when you're on a good team and you have those games and it compounds like this, people get fired up, and sometimes you don't have to say anything because I think everybody understands it. Now, there's been comments of fragile
3 times in the last week and a half from the head coach.
Which is tough. You got multiple guys not trying, or it seems like it's not trying. Like, so I don't want to, say that they're not. They probably are, but it just doesn't look like they have it. And I think those are probably the toughest ones to swallow. Hence why there's a tension. And on top of that, it's trade deadline. And you're kind of sitting there being like, okay, well, we're not playing very well. It's trade deadline. Everything's kind of compounding at one time. What's going to happen?
The timing of this is crap.
Yeah.
All of this happening now. And I know a couple guys said it yesterday. They're like, Perry said it for sure. I know maybe Nugent Hopkins echoed it. Glad it's happening now instead of in the postseason. It's a fair point. It's valid. It doesn't ease any of the pain. It doesn't ease the minds of the fan base because they're looking at this team and like, the meme of poking the stick, do something. Right? Do something. Like, you've had a bad month. You were terrible in February. I know there was 2 weeks where they were away. You won 2 games, back-to-back nights, Chicago, St. Louis, and it needed overtime both times.
Yeah.
The rest of the month, you were crap. You win the first game of this month, sloppy game against Carolina, but you go, okay, maybe there's a chance that this is breathing life back into this team. And you come home and you absolutely poop the bed.
Yeah.
And it's not all on Pickard or Stu for that matter. It's everybody.
Well, the first 3 shots, Jasmine, you, me, and Reed are like, that first shot was a great chance. It was a breakaway from Troy Terry, leading scorer of the Ducks. Second one was like a one-timer from like 15 feet out. And the third one was like a partial break as well. And you're like, those are the 3 shots that Anaheim had in the first 9 minutes. And they were like perfect opportunities to score. Then they finally did.
They need somebody to have some life in there. And I like Knoblauch from the fact that like he's very stoic, he's very calculated. He doesn't like, he's not too animated. There's something to be said about that. Like there's a calmness to him.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, sorry, coach, I'm going to need you to like pull a Gulletin, and I'm going to need you to throw your stick into the 15th row of the building.
Great.
Video, I need by the way. something in Oilerland needs to have a little bit of emotion. Something just to wake guys up.
Guys were falling down on the ice without like an Anaheim Duck player around them. Podkolzin fell down. Bouchard fell down, and it was a giveaway because he had the puck and it went back the other way. Who else? I think Arvidsson fell a couple of times. Klingberg felt like literally just skating, and they fell down. And I don't think it was the ice, Bellezy.
You ever see that skit in Letterkenny where it's like you're a coach and you know sometimes your team needs waking up. You're the coach, you got to lead the team. They need a little passion. It's like sometimes you just need to kick the garbage can.
Yep.
And then he goes through the skit of like there's the alarm clock where everybody's like, you know, just quiet in the room, and you come in roaring, and you like your alarm clock. You don't want to wake the babies, but you come out and you fly and you kick the garbage can and you wake them up. And then there's a boomerang where you come in hot, you leave, and you come right back in roaring at them again, and you boot the garbage can. And then the third one, it's like I can't remember what the other one was, but they need something like that.
Yeah.
Something just needs to just lose their mind because, like, clearly there's not much passion going on.
No.
Absolutely. Like, Knob, he just looked the exact same when we were in a good place, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's like yesterday I was just kind of like, where is your emotion? Be mad, be upset. Tell them that you tell us the truth.
Yep.
And then
What'd you think of him in the post game? You mentioned the fragile thing, no emotion.
I couldn't believe he used the word fragile again, to be honest. I was kind of like,
But they do actually seem fragile. That's
which
crazy.
is soft.
Legit.
Is
Yeah.
it-
I think
Which
somebody said it's like the cousin of soft or something.
Le
like
Charmin.
okay. I just
Template.
fragile is like a bad word. You're
Yes.
saying you're delicate. Like that's a very dainty word. to
It is a
use.
very dainty word.
Great
it is,
choice of words right now.
It is, yeah, like at any point you were going to crack. And well, guess what? After they
Cracking.
scored the first goal, Anaheim,
Yep.
they cracked and they never could come back from it. What they score 4 goals in 6?
7-minute span. The third and fourth goals were in 12 seconds.
Yeah.
And it was literally so that third goal goes in. Yes, a weird bounce. It was that Colangelo with the redirection, but then it goes off a Kulak's stick, or pardon me, his skate, and it hops up on Pickard, goes in. A 12-second face off, and myself, Reed, and Jasmine were like watching that sequence, and I was like, that was so pathetic. Face off. The Ducks unperturbed take it into the Oilers zone, work it below the goal line. 3 Oilers below the goal line. Evan Bouchard goes chasing. Mason McTavish just kind of off to the side of the net. Puck squibs out to him, and he just goes upstairs. You're like, what happened?
Was that the fourth goal?
That was the fourth goal.
And
like,
then,
that was a terrible 12 seconds.
Then they almost got scored on again. Somebody missed a wide open net or just jumped over a stick. Would have made it 5-1. Because I turned the game on as I was driving so I could listen to it on the radio. And there was like Calvin Pickard. He ended up like going out of the net.
Yeah.
I think it was Ricard Raquel, maybe?
No, Raquel plays for Pittsburgh.
Yeah, you're right. No, it was who am I?
Klingberg?
Yeah. No, not
Are you
Klingberg.
talking about an Oiler or
No,
Duck?
a Duck.
Troy Terry, Ryan Strome,
no. Former Tampa guy.
Former Tampa guy.
Killorn. There it is.
Go.
Thank
He
you.
scored later.
He missed one wide open front of the net, which would have made it 5-1. I'm like, oh my God.
Oh, they got to 5-1. Don't worry.
Oh, no, I know.
They had 6 unanswered.
But it would have been, because that would have been the fourth goal within that 6-minute or 7-minute time frame, but they would have scored again, which would have made it 5 goals in 7 minutes, which is outrageous.
Terrible terrible. Okay.
I just wanted to read his message because let's quickly laugh before we get toxic again.
Okay.
I
love it.
The Oilers are a reversible belt, but not Dior from a gas station.
I like that.
Good. Yeah.
It's funny. I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say, sum up the night for you covering your second game though. After all of that.
Okay, so I think I'm really happy I went. Obviously, South Asian night. We lost, but if I was at home, I would have been miserable today. Like truly a night, because it really hurts my heart. But it was cool to be with them, and then the press and the media, and just kind of be in that atmosphere and really see what's happening.
Yeah.
What's happening to the team.
Yeah, up close. You're in that room.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to continue this conversation, but in the meantime, I should mention that portions of this hour are brought to you by The Hive Product Marketing, the official merch partner of EST, promotional products that bring the buzz. Check them out at thehiveproductmarketing.com.
Ooh, tough throw.
That was a bad throw.
That is a tough throw.
I know how to start to work this system here to get like the graphics, and for me, this is a big step.
Good for you, buddy. I'm proud of you.
Yeah, I'm proud of you too. I'm sure Maddie would be proud.
Maddie would be like, "Thank you. That's adequate."
Yeah.
That's right. It was okay.
It's his show.
Yeah.
It's his show.
It's still a very tough throw, but I mean, I'm glad about the rest of the stuff.
I've got one more that I could totally make up and redeem myself on. That's
I think it's the way you're holding it. Like,
no way. Like
you gotta, I feel like you gotta like here, and then you can get like good wrist action.
Instead of between the finger, like
not this,
like that. Okay, I'll try it on the next one.
Okay.
You are wearing EST socks.
I just noticed that.
Brought to you by the Hive Product Marketing. Yep. Those are very nice.
Thank you.
Well done. Nice touch. Good outfit today. What do we think of his outfit?
Actually, you look great today.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
Like the color combo. This matches the socks.
Yeah.
See, people notice.
I was gonna wear my tan shoes, like my white, same ones like this, but white with a little bit like tan. But I was like, it's kind of still muddy and
These are getting dirty.
I'm
I
wearing
gotta
super
wash them.
white.
Yeah.
So I just decided to put the blacks on.
No, you look good. Jasmine looks great.
So do you. Nice black, white. Oh, I like this. Very nice. Nice color tones. Oh, we're all kind of all in the.
It's an urban motif.
Yeah.
Text us 780-218-9999. Get to the nasty chat as well. Yes, we are decimating the Oilers after they absolutely laid an egg against the Anaheim Ducks. Okay. We had a trade yesterday. Was there something else that you want to get to
I have
first?
a question. I can ask it
go
later.
ahead. No, go ahead.
So, okay, in your perspective, I've said this many times, like, these guys have, like, shamans, they have Mumford. What if they went to, and like, I'm joking when I say, what if they went to a yoga retreat? But really, like, what if they kind of do need, like, some massive team building exercise?
Well, the team building.
Did you guys ever do that and stuff?
Yeah. The team building of yesteryear was like, you all just go to a bar and you get absolutely destroyed.
Sick.
Together.
Bottle service that
and then, no, you can't bottle service it.
Okay.
It's got to be like grimy. Like you got to go to you got to go to a hole in a wall. You got to go together as a team. It's got to start at like 11 o'clock or right after practice, and you go for the day and you get destroyed together, and then you team bond. That was the team bonding of yesteryear.
That's awesome.
I'm not sure it's like that anymore, which, there's probably good and bad of that.
Yeah.
But yeah, like maybe you just need to, you would have probably said that the road trip should have been that team bonding moment because you were on the road together as a team for such a long time. You have the ability to be around the team. So maybe there needs to be some kind of team bonding. I don't know. I don't know what that looks like, but, hockey is an 80% mental game. And right now on the mental side of the game, it just doesn't seem like there's much juice.
No, they're a delicate flower.
Yeah.
Which is not good if you're a hockey team.
And they need to figure it out. And part of that, somebody in the Nasty chat asked, like, what is that? Where does the fragile come from? And I think it's just the fact that, like, over the course of the year, you've got these guys that are supposed to be some of your leaders or some of your top players aren't producing. If you're not producing, especially in a contract year, you're getting upset at yourself because you are actually losing money. Mm-hmm. So that probably compounds a little bit. Then you start making mistakes. Then you start gripping the stick a little bit tighter. Then you start making those mistakes and they start giving up goals. And then you just put yourself in a bit of like a mental pretzel where you can never get out of it. And it's a loop. And, some of the other guys, it's, okay, well, we're giving up these squeaker goals. We're working so hard to try to get that goal, but then it comes back down the other way and it's boom in the back of our net.
Yeah.
Not blaming it on anybody, just saying it's in the back of our net. Man, we got to work so hard to get these goals, but every single time they go down the other way, they score.
Mm-hmm.
And then, okay, well, there's another one.
Cancels out.
And then it just like slowly compounds. And you just, there's like different things that can just creep up. And then all of a sudden you're like, okay, here it is. And so if you're a notorious team for starting slow and you've got so many different factors of guys not playing as well as they did the previous year, plus you've got goals going in that at an alarming rate or goals that probably shouldn't be. Now it's just like, okay, here's just another thing to make it to the point where you're like, man, like, what do we need to do?
You know what's ridiculous about this stretch is Leon Draisaitl and then sometimes another guy will get the first goal for the Oilers.
Every time.
And then they just go la poo-poo, as Bellezy likes to say.
Yeah.
Which they did again yesterday.
I was joking yesterday to Reed and Tommy. I was like, maybe Dry doesn't need to score the first goal. Someone else needs to, right?
Oh, please, for the love of God.
Yeah, Caster 1990 says, so the fragility is with Bouchard worrying about his contract and spreading late flu to the rest. Well, for him, it might be.
I think it is. I didn't go ask him, but I feel
yeah,
like
but okay, so for him, that might be his case.
Yeah.
But Connor's not having the same season he was last year.
He is not.
Hyman's not having the same year as last year.
Correct.
Arvidsson is not having the same year as he did the year before. He does not look comfortable here right now at all. Skinner does not look comfortable. Nugent Hopkins, like we talk about this all the time offline. So you have so many guys that they're not producing the same way they did last season. And for whatever reason, different guys are probably fighting it and they're clutching their stick a little bit tighter. Nugent Hopkins, like, well, you're not scoring at the rate you probably should be. And you know that you need to contribute to the team way more. So for him, it's like, man, I need to be contributing way more, but I'm not. I don't understand why I can't get there. I'm not skating. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. And then boom, mental pretzel.
Yep.
Mental pretzels suck.
Then we get behind so much.
Yep.
They even play worse than they were playing. Like, it's just, it's so funny. Like, I told Tommy today, I was like, I don't even know what to talk about. Like, we can get toxic, that's fine. But what is there to talk about? Nobody's doing anything.
Yeah.
We can talk about that.
Yeah.
We're already like 40 minutes through it, and we're just talking about that. Like, that's how messed up it is right now with this team. Really quickly, you know the kicking the garbage can, the startling the team kind of thing, the Glenn Gullitson tossing the stick 15 rows up. In junior, we were in Grand Prairie, and we were playing so bad that our coach in the first intermission came in and booted the garbage can, and then he walked out, broke his toe because the garbage can was cemented into the middle of the floor.
I love those stories so much. We had, we had a couple. Cranbrook, when they were the Kootenay Ice, had like, I don't know, they had a hold on us. Anytime we went there, it was like early in the season. The first year, we had Troy Mick, who played there. And we were down like 5-0 after the first.
Ugh.
And he came in, and you know, like those massive Gatorade jugs that they used to provide for all the teams?
Yep.
And he was a pretty strong dude. He came in, he grabbed this thing by the handles, and he did like a shot put stance where he just like rotated and he fired this Gatorade jug into the bathroom off the urinal and exploded. And there was Gatorade everywhere. And then as he was leaving, he kicked the garbage can, and the garbage can had like bottles of chew and stuff in it. And that stuff went all over the floor. And you're just like, oh God. You end up losing 7-1 that game.
Nice.
The next year, Brian Burke became our owner.
Yeah.
So Berkey, Glenn Sather, and a couple other guys. Daryl Porter was one of them.
Yeah.
And Berkey comes in because he was the GM of the Canucks at the time. Comes into Cranbrook. All right, boys, if you guys don't want to be here, you know, you guys will be on the first plane out of here, bus out of here. We'll trade you. We want winners. We want this. We want that. We need to have physicality. We're going to be hard to play against. 7-1.
Thanks,
you scared everybody, Berkey.
He's intimidating.
That's the other thing. Like, we're losing again by like huge margins.
Yep.
It's not even.
Oh yeah, they are.
There's
They're losing
effort.
big.
Yeah. Trade. You said you want to talk about the trade.
We could talk about the trade. Yeah, absolutely. I'll cap that portion of the conversation off with this. And I did think about that. He was talking about getting absolutely plastered team bonding. That's what the Blues did in 2019.
Yep.
They went into some dive bar. That's where Gloria came from. They were all banged up, probably drinking Bud Lights and Bud Heavies. Gloria comes on, and that became their song. And to this day, it's still their song.
They needed something to galvanize them.
And it galvanized them.
A rallying point.
Yeah.
Exactly. This text says, team bonding now is having a LAN party, playing video games, and taking gummies. I'm not gonna lie to you, I thought that's probably what it is.
Good
If you don't know
point.
what a LAN game is, it's where it's like everyone's online, but you only play together. I'm pretty sure most people know what a LAN game is, and the gummies thing, and But there's something about just drinking some bottles of beer at a crappy bar where people who smell like cigarettes and whiskey frolic and haunt it, and
I think that's
have a time.
facts, though. That's facts. If you think about your own life, like when you want to get together with your friends, like you're bonding.
Yes.
You know, this is a time to talk about your feelings. You're gonna have some drinks in you. You feel a little bit more vulnerable. You can get it off your chest. Perhaps there's maybe some riffraff there between someone. I don't know. There's also you're adding new players to the team too. There's there has to be that.
Bringing everybody in.
Hence the chemistry that we're not witnessing right now.
But that's the crazy thing is like they were on a great run for like 2 months. A great run where they were the best team in the league, if not in the top 2 or 3. And then it's just kind of all dissolved. And here we are talking about them, winners of 1 in their last 6. One more text, then we move on to the trade.
Sure.
Whatever you want.
Pauly Deuce. Great name. Pauly Deuce says, in my opinion, on last night's game, junior B caliber defensive play would be an upgrade to whatever was going on out there. I'd be throwing and kicking so much crap across the dressing room right now if I was coaching. Obviously, Knobloch is more qualified than me, but it just seems like this team doesn't hate to lose. Doesn't hate to lose is a great point.
That's right.
Round of clicks for that.
Again, in the dressing room, like Corey's interview, he wasn't even talking loud. I could hardly hear him.
That's kind of him.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
But like, I don't feel this anger in their voice. They're just, I don't want to say the word fragile, but they do feel deflated and they need a spark. And the good news is the trade deadline is still Friday. There's still time to do something.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
They get Trent Frederick and Max Jones, by the way. Jones expected to go down to Bakersfield. Yes, it cost some prospects. I would say some mid-tier prospects. I know people were talking about LeChance, and they went and watched his highlights. Big body guy. Apparently scored a really nice goal.
He didn't even want to be here.
And that's an issue. So they that's like John Marino.
Yeah.
John Marino at the time saw that there was no future in Edmonton.
Yeah.
Because the right side of the blue line was pretty packed at that time. And they traded him to, what was it, Pittsburgh? Or New Jersey? New Jersey, I think it was. Yeah.
Because I think his dad's the director of player development with the Devils.
And he's become a very reliable, steady NHL defenseman.
No, I was talking about LeChance, but yes, you're right. Marino's been a very steady defenseman.
Yeah. Anyway, but that scenario, right? Like, okay, probably not sticking around. Scott LeChance. You get rid of Max Warner. I know some people. To me, yeah. Do you have something?
I do about that, but yes.
Okay. I'll just say this. I'll make this point. Like, I know people were curious about Max Warner, but I feel like 90% of Oil Country had no clue who Warner or even Scott LeChance were until yesterday.
Legit. Facts. And Max Warner also had an off-ice incident for misconduct involving the police, and he was suspended for 10 games.
Last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't have to dive into it.
We don't, but
it's one that you're like.
He's playing college?
No, it was in the dub last year.
Oh, it was in the
or
dub?
2 years ago, something like that. But yeah, I could tell you off the air, but yeah. That's true.
Yeah,
he
in
was
2023.
suspended.
Just saying those are things that you do need to look for. So whatever.
Fair. Completely fair.
Yeah, people are losing it. Where's our prospects? They're all there. Like, bro, time is now.
They get Trent Frederick. He's banged up. They're hoping that he's back sooner than later.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe in the next 10 to 14 days. But
do you know if it's high ankle or
I would have to. I'm assuming.
No idea.
You know all about the high ankle
They
sprain.
suck.
Yeah,
They're the
that's
worst.
hopefully not.
Do they just? You're gonna hate this comment, Tom.
Okay.
Do they need Evander Kane to be in the locker room to add a little bit of spice?
I don't hate that comment.
I like it.
Because you know damn well that guy walks in that room and he is spice. He's a lightning rod. He creates
lightning rod's good.
Guys don't like him. Guys are just
I don't hate that comment, and maybe because whatever's going on right now ain't working, and it's been a month.
And maybe that's why Evander is playing the cards that he is.
You're willing to give him that credit?
I don't know. I just something. Maybe they just all left their souls in Cabo. I don't know what it is, man, but they need something.
It's been 2 weeks.
They need something.
Break's been over for 2 weeks. Let's go.
Man, those breaks can be nice sometimes.
What about of course, and mentally and stuff, seeing your family and just
I'm completely out of hockey mode. I'm done. My feet were in the sand. I had a couple Mai Tais, maybe a rum barrel or two.
Oh my!
There you go.
Delicious.
I got a little tan on. Damn.
Sun.
I got to come back to Edmonton. It's -30 because Maddie Wannick jinxed everybody.
It's warm now.
It's warm now,
yeah.
But it ain't +30 like it is down in Cabo.
I could use +30.
You know what +30 would do to you right now? Coming back here after?
It would turn
maybe
a lot
that's
of frowns
why.
upside down. That's
It'll
for
get
sure.
you sick. What about McDavid skating on optional practice when he should just take a break? It's like he just really wants to be out there, and I understand now the way the stakes are going, but I feel like he also kind of needs a break too from Four Nations. That's also mentally insane. The way they won and everything that was, impacted by that game, and for himself to score the overtime winner, that's crazy. And then here you go.
Can I have another theory?
Yeah, here, take it.
I'm just curious.
Go for it.
When did he make those comments that everybody was fired up about? Where he's like, man, it's hard to get up for these games. After he came back. When did he make those comments?
Shortly after? I don't know.
Do you think some of the players on the team heard that and kind of it's just trickled down?
If you're on the team and you have the best player in the world and he just scored a huge goal in a very, very high intense game mid-season, I would kind of be like,
let's go.
Yeah, I'd be like, whatever.
Really?
I don't know if you would, man.
Bring that intensity?
You think it's insulting?
It's a little bit insulting. Now, obviously, I'm throwing just crap at the wall and seeing what sticks, but I don't actually think that that's the case, but it's just a weird comment from your captain because you need your captain to come out and you need him to be your leader. That's all. That's my 2 cents. Outside of that, I'm done with my...
Everything is wrong right now. And so that's why we scan and we go, well, what about this? What about this? Let's find the answer. So I think that's a natural instinct. And I feel like that's what we're doing.
Yeah, I'm done with it now.
Oh, okay. Jasmine, anything? Nothing for the nasty check? Because I have a few texts.
Yeah, please.
Okay, Mark says, do you think we see a change to no move and trade clauses in the next CBA? It's starting to gain some traction with some markets, but it was a tool used by teams because of the flat COVID cap. I think it would be best if they put some restrictions on this. And we discovered this week that Arvidsson and Henrique have no movement clauses. People want Jeff Skinner to waive his no movement clause. We saw Kane's no movement go down to a modified no trade with 16 teams. I think this is becoming a thing, especially here because of how many guys have a no move clause. What would you guys say?
It should be a thing, but I think I was listening to the Nielsen show a couple days ago, and I think Craig Button was on, and he was just talking about how teams were circumventing that by sending players to the minors and putting them on waivers. So they'd have their contract, they'd sign for whatever amount of money, wasn't performing, then they'd be like, okay, you're going to get sent down, they'd put on waivers, and it was just a way to kind of get out of that contract. So then obviously with the CBA, and I think it was 2004, he said that they decided to put in that clause where it was a no movement, meaning you just signed me for 3 years, you can't move me anymore.
Yeah, that
unless
no
I'm
movement.
willing to do it.
And there's a difference between the no move and no trade. No move means you're on the roster.
Yeah.
No trade,
now
you could be sent down.
I think they need to get rid of no movement clauses. Because if you fall off a cliff, like, I'm sorry, and there's a guy in the minors that deserves to be up, and you fell off a cliff and your game's not there, like, go. And then it takes away that comfortability. You got to go. You got to play. And if you aren't doing that well, you're going to have to find a way to play well, or you're going down to the minors. And minors, guys, now you have an opportunity to go up. Because the worst thing that happens, trust me, I know from experience, you're playing well in the minors, you deserve to be there, but then you got the old no movement contract, and it's, sorry, man, it's a numbers game. Okay, cool.
I think there's something to be said to that. Because if you get comfortable, even though you're, regardless of your play, you could be playing good, could be playing bad, especially if you're playing bad, but in your mind, you're comfortable, you know you're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
There's no edge.
There's no edge. You're fine.
Rut,
yeah, it's all good.
Like,
I got it.
They can't do anything about it.
Yep.
I'm still here. I'm just going to coast for the next 6-7 games.
Yeah, I'll figure a way out.
Maybe my game will show up. Yeah. That and I think there is something to that. And that's where pro sports at the highest levels has gone. Guaranteed contracts, no movement clauses.
Well, I think you should guarantee the contract. I don't think you should be able to get out of that contract.
Okay.
Now, if he doesn't play well, then he goes down to the minors. You're still going to get your contract because that's what we signed you for.
Right.
Like, I don't think they should be off the hook for that, because then it turns into football where it's just like, oh, I signed you for this much money. Well, I'm either going to restructure you because we need to try to figure out more money here on the back end, or I'm just going to outright cut you.
Yeah.
Like, so there's like that as well, which I think on the flip side is a little bit much, but the no movement just hampers teams. Like, it just screws teams.
Yeah, it does.
So if you're in a situation like the Oilers, like, there's probably guys that they want to move.
Sure, of course.
Yeah, like 3 out of 5 players can't be traded, and 2 out of 5 can only be traded to selected teams.
Yeah.
Tie your own hands behind your back.
Yeah.
Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl. Anybody else that actually should have like a no move, no trade?
No. I'll just say no.
Yeah.
But a bunch of them do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Short answer.
Yeah.
How come it came out after? They don't disclose that stuff?
I don't know. And the only thing I got, because Pat texted and said, how did it only come out this week about those no movement clauses?
Right.
Dusty, from what I was listening to yesterday, had text Hart over at Puckpedia, and he said when they got that cluster of information on July 1st, it got missed or it wasn't included, and nobody said a thing about it. And listen, the teams and the management groups are not going to go and tell people, especially media, oh, by the way, we gave so-and-so. They love hiding that crap.
Oh, yeah, because they know that they're going to just spark stuff up.
Exactly.
Could you imagine if they would have said that, like, when those guys signed, what this market would have been? Oh, God. It would have been fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the boys are, there's guys in here in Nasty Chat just talking about how toxic it is.
Yeah.
Which is kind of funny because, it's, off of a bad game. We're not sitting here talking very nice about them.
Why should we?
But
they have 1 win in their last 7 games.
But that would have been toxic.
Yes. I do think that even on July 1st, 7 days after the Oilers had lost Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Final, when it was announced, or when it would be announced that Henrique and Arvidsson were signed, and they also, by the way, had no movement clauses, even on July 1st, after the high of the Cup Final, getting these guys locked in, bringing in Arvidsson, bringing in Jeff Skinner, which we knew about the no movement clause, by the way.
Yep.
I still think Oilers fans, not all, but some, would, after like the euphoria of, locking these guys up, would just be like, why do they have that no movement clause? Did I see an NMC on there? Why? Why are we giving these depth players NMCs?
Yeah.
Makes no sense. Even on July 1st, I think that we would have heard and seen that. And I think within our group here at EST, even we would be like, That's not
that
necessary.
don't make sense.
Don't need that.
Yeah.
Don't need that.
Do you think it was because like wasn't there reports that Henrique didn't actually want to come back?
So last year, this is what information I was given. Strictly rental, kind of reluctant to accept the deal to Edmonton. Saw what was going on, goes, okay, gets here, plays well, has a role that he's very comfortable with, has success. They almost win a cup, warms up to the idea of sticking around.
Yep.
And that's why there was a reason for him to stay. And he passed them more money from Winnipeg.
Yep.
Did get the NMC, no movement clause. And, but yeah, apparently it started out as like, I don't really want to be. Yeah. And then it started, he warmed up to stay here, obviously to the point where he signed a multi-year deal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's my understanding.
Yeah.
So your thoughts on Trent Frederick?
Yeah, we should probably talk about that.
I know.
Yeah. I think it was a great trade for the Oilers. I think it's a big body guy that can skate. He's going to add some sandpaper. He's going to drag people into the fight because he is willing to do that. He'll stick up for his teammates. I think it's exactly what the Oilers needed. So I absolutely love that trade. And realistically, I think they probably could go after another guy like that.
Sure. Why not? Somebody with some jam. What did you think when you heard?
I was happy. I did some research on him. He seems to be more of like maybe a younger, faster Corey Perry. We need that grit. Everybody keeps talking about us being fragile. Well, now we have some physicality.
Wait, who does?
The Oilers have some physicality. Wow. This is interesting. You're gonna train my brain, eh? That's wild.
He's gonna try.
Yeah. All respect though. Corey Perry mentioned there'll be somebody else getting
punching people in the head.
Yeah, punching people in the head. So some things about him. He just turned 27 on February 11th, so he's still fairly young.
Mm-hmm.
So he's basically 26. Okay. He's 6'3". He's 221 pounds. And I just want to see where he's born.
I can't remember.
He is from St. Louis. So he's St. Louis guy.
Yep.
What are your thoughts?
Great. He was one of the guys that I'll be like, yeah, bring him in. They need some jam. Yep. And he can, like you said, he does have some offensive ability. Not happening this year. Bad Boston team. Bad numbers for Frederick. Talking to friends that work for the Bruins, they say he's just the ultimate team guy.
Which is perfect.
Yeah.
What you need. You need guys that can drag him into the fight. I do think, like, man, I look at that Oilers group. And so now you start to play, you try to put puzzle pieces together and who's going to be where and what's going to be traded. And if you don't get Evander Kane traded, like, what does that left side look like? Are you comfortable? Do you think it's a good lineup where it's like, okay, Nuge is your number one left winger? Probably where you put him.
Yeah, sure.
Your number two, you're going to either say it's Evander Kane or it's Podkolzin. Now, if it's Podkolzin, yeah.
Rolling my eyes.
Let's just say Kane's going to be your number two.
In a
number
perfect world, that would be lovely.
Number three is going to be Frederick.
Sure.
And number four is going to be who?
Matthias Janmark.
Okay, so that's your four. You're comfortable with that?
Well, yeah, actually, Podkolzin could be in there.
So are you going to take out Podkolzin or are you going to take out Janmark?
Honestly,
on your left
in the
side.
playoffs?
On your left side.
I'm taking out Podkolzin.
Okay, so there you go. So then your middle,
if
you
have Kane.
But that's if you got Kane.
That's
so
a huge if.
You're going McDavid, Draisaitl, Henrique. Who?
You got to go get somebody.
I agree.
Now Frederick
can play
center left wing.
I want Frederick on my third line, and I want him playing more often than not. I think he scored 18 or 19 goals.
18 and 17 the prior 2 years.
Yeah. So the guy has a little bit of game.
Yeah.
And he is going to run people. And it's going to be fantastic. So down the middle, you probably need an extra body, like another big body that can be similar to what Frederick is going to bring you.
Mm-hmm.
Speed, size, physicality. Does he have to be under 30? Preferably.
That'd be great.
Yeah. Will he? No idea.
Right.
The right side. That's where I think the problem is.
Hyman. Arvidsson.
Savoy.
So, yeah, but he's probably going to get sent down.
Savoy. Brown. Kapanen. Perry.
Perry, yeah.
I think your right side's an issue.
I think Bronco Nick asked what happened to Noah Phillip.
Needs more time.
Yeah.
Not ready. And I think the fact that Savoy's up here and not Phillip just tells you that. So and like, oh God, I hate saying this, but like that's why I said when people were hot and horny for Noah Phillip, don't get too attached just yet. He needs time.
Mm-hmm.
I know he had a great camp. I know he got a few games, had a couple of call-ups, but they don't feel like he's ready. That's a lot to ask of a guy just coming back after missing out on a whole season of hockey, regardless of if he's 26 years.
Yep. So yeah, your right side is not good. I don't think it's good enough to be a Stanley Cup contender. That's just my.
I disagree with them not being Stanley Cup contender. I still look at what
I agree with you. I don't like. I'm not saying that they're not.
They're not playing like one right now. That's for sure.
If you look at the team as a whole, the right side of your forward group is not your strong suit. It's just not. Your defense, the right side of your defense, not quite your strong suit. So you're gonna have to find some more pieces there to try to help. Their high-end talent is the best in the world, so you can't argue with that. Their left side, if you keep Evander, is actually pretty good. Like, there's some really good pieces with the Oilers.
Sure.
But they need to wake up. They need to get bigger and stronger and faster. Then you can truly say, okay, you're a Stanley Cup contender.
You only have one or two moves you can make, though. How do you do all of that in one or two moves?
Well, you figure it out.
You know what else? Oilers were favored by 3 goals yesterday to win that game.
Yeah,
3 goals
because the Ducks are hot garbage.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? And usually the lines are like 1.5, so like 1, maybe 2 goals, but 3 goals and up. It's mind blowing.
Yeah,
I'm being toxic again. We're playing the Canadians tomorrow.
Yeah,
how do you think that's going to go? The Oilers are playing the Canadians tomorrow.
I'll add one last note on Trent Frederick from my friends from Boston.
Oh, so good.
So underrated was the comment. Needs confidence. They need him, and he if he has someone he could play with that has some offensive knack, that's where he's at his best. Okay, so the Oilers play the Canadians tomorrow.
Yeah, and before we talk about that, actually, what you were saying is like the Oilers. Here's the thing. First of all, playoffs are around the corner.
Yes.
They will be a better team. Like we can't lose hope. I refuse to lose hope at this moment. There's still time, and it's going to start tomorrow, right? Or after Friday. But
let's roll into that conversation by saying that
the boys need a long drink,
which we have on display. Yes, the official drink of the EST Hangout is the Finnish Long Drink, legend of 1952. A drink unlike any other. Sparkling refreshment, real liquor, longdrink.com/Canada. It's better
throw.
Good call.
Yeah.
Thanks, Coach.
No problem.
All right. Habs coming in tomorrow to take on the Oilers. Montreal, 5-game heater. Edmonton, cold as ice.
Is that right? 5-game heater?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Look out.
Are
you wearing your old Canadians jersey tomorrow? Or
I'm going to go actually meet up with a bunch of Montreal fans after this with Big George Larocque.
Oh,
and do a hot stove.
Where?
Rogers.
Really?
Yeah.
As a member of the Habs alumni or Oilers alumni? Do you know that Bellezy is part of Habs alumni too?
No, I didn't.
He does events for them.
I'm surprised.
I do actually more with the Habs alumni than I do with the Oilers alumni, even though I've played more games for the Oilers and hometown kid than I do. It makes no sense. Anyway.
Go on.
Yeah.
No. So anyway, that's what I'm doing. So I'm going as a Habs alum.
Yeah.
Now, in the game, it's going to be an awesome atmosphere.
Yes, agreed.
So I think the Oilers were going to come out of their slump. Because the atmosphere by itself is going to force them to be awake.
I love that.
Well,
this is true.
Yes. There's going to be probably like 6,000 or 7,000 Habs fans.
Yep.
They're going to be
Maybe
loud.
more.
Maybe more. They're going to be obnoxious.
Yep.
People looking to recoup some of the expenses it takes to buy Oilers season seats will happily let Habs fans go, especially with the way the Oilers are playing.
Yep.
They'll sell those tickets for a premium.
Yep.
And it's going to be, it might be pro Montreal Canadiens. I'm not going to lie to you. Those games, energy-wise, are tremendous.
They're unbelievable.
They are. Yeah.
That in Toronto games are
I know.
so good.
Toronto
Yes.
games are so good.
I think that they're going to be dragged into the fight by the fans because of how obnoxious and how good of an atmosphere it's going to be.
It's going to be a mini Bell Center at Rogers Place.
It's going to be fantastic.
Think of all the layers to that statement.
Yeah.
2 telecom giants named their buildings of each respective team.
Oh my
A
God.
mini Bell
Here we
taking
go.
over
Here we
Rogers
go.
Place, the Habs, the Oilers. Right?
Right?
Yeah, exactly. So many layers to that. The fans in the stands. A Thursday night in late winter, early spring. Oilers struggling. Habs playing good. Can the Habs make a playoff push? Can the Oilers wake up?
Storylines
You sold me.
galore.
Yeah.
Shawn
The
Belle, the hometown
telecom
boy.
giants are going at it.
My goodness, the hometown kid who played for the Oilers, doing alumni appearances for
With
the
Big
Habs
George,
with George Larocque.
who is a fan favorite for the Oilers.
That's right.
But yet doing stuff, living in Montreal, doing stuff with the Habs alum more than he is with the Oilers alum.
The layers, the intricacies
Wow,
of
the
this
synergies.
entanglement.
The synergies.
Right? Jasmine's giggling because she sees it.
Pumped, man.
Let's go.
You guys just pumping me up.
So how do you think the Oilers will respond?
So here's the thing. Bellezy, I love you, but sometimes you can have some crazy takes and kind of
I
be a
know.
little negative with the Oilers. But the fact that you said
I'm not that negative with the
Okay.
Oilers.
But the fact that you even going and like doing your whole thing with the Le Habitant crew, saying that the Oilers are gonna come out with a win tomorrow, I mad respect that.
Yeah.
And now I'm pumped again. Let's not be toxic.
Oh, I like the toxicity. I think is completely.
So nuts.
I'll tell you
First
what.
and foremost, I'm rarely that negative with the Oilers.
I like what you did there. You pushed the right button.
He always pushes mine. He always pushes mine.
Yeah, he does.
I do actually push your buttons.
It's a great. You want to talk about symmetry?
Hold on for a second
Synergy.
here. I'm going to pause this conversation.
Why?
Just to say that whenever there's 3 of us, Tom, Maddie, myself, I usually sit here quiet. I usually sit here being like, You always look at me and I kind of give you side eyes. And those 2 go after you more often than not.
I do not.
Just FYI.
Liar.
They bounce off you though. Then it just becomes
They
a
bounce
whole
off
thing.
me because I just sit here and just go, and I laugh and I giggle about
God.
stuff and I give you side eyes. That's usually what happens.
And in Tommy's defense, he just reads the texts that are making fun of me, okay?
Yeah, I enjoy those. Don't worry,
Yeah.
I take my fair share of lumps from the audience as well. But yeah.
Deonce, thank you very much. Bellezy is a realist. I am a realist. I just tell you exactly how it is.
Did you
So then
tell
there's-
your wife to send that in?
No, but my
Okay, I'm
wife
just
would
checking.
do that. What a
Yeah, I know.
fantastic lady she is.
She is.
But like, that's facts. I'll just tell you flat out how it is. I don't mince words. If you suck, you suck.
Well, that's
If
fine.
you're good, you're good. If you dress like crap, you dress like crap.
You didn't dress
I
like
told a
that,
kid
did
today in our video session, he walked in. I'm like, oh my God, what happened to your hair? He's like, what do you mean? I'm like, did you comb it with your pillow? He like looks at me. He's like,
I love that.
really? And I'm like,
What does that mean?
God damn, kid, you are outrageous. And
Was
then
he
I just
wearing
went back to
slides
video.
with socks?
No, but he
Over-
snuck in
over
as quickly
sweatpants?
as possible.
Yeah.
Caster also agrees. Bellezy is right. Matt and Tommy go after Jazzy way more than I actually do. So, yeah,
funny.
none of that.
Too funny.
I don't believe you for a second, Pastor.
Anyway,
Okay. Tomorrow's game. Yes, go ahead.
back to me being toxic again, right? Isn't that what it was? And then
I said
Yeah.
negative.
No idea what you're
Yeah.
doing.
I love it.
How about LeBron with the? We'll come back to the Oilers, by the way. Just take a quick break here.
Okay.
Okay.
50,000 points.
First player to ever do that in this combined regular season and playoffs, right?
That's correct.
Yawn.
Yawn?
Yawn.
I mean, gotta respect greatness. It's pretty amazing.
Yawn.
But I mean, it was against the Pelicans. It's so funny because that game was on. And I was watching that rather than the last 3 minutes of the Oilers game. When the Oilers decided to be physical.
LeChoke, I'm good with him.
What?
Are they're second, I believe.
Yeah, they're playing so good.
Mm-hmm.
They're 11-2 with Luka
They're
in the lineup.
so good. The more every day that goes by, the more brain dead of a decision that was to trade Luka.
Did we ever get to the bottom of the reasoning for the trade? Did it really have to do with the fact that he likes to have beer and I think
A hookah.
and a hookah? Like
They didn't want to pay him the supermax, and he probably had
Oh, what was the Supermax? 345?
370.
it was way over
370?
or
Yeah.
300 plus.
Yeah, it was
And then if they didn't, so without he's not eligible for the supermax now, and that brings him to what 250.
something like
It was
that.
like a
yeah.
75 to $100 million swing without the supermax. That's interesting. That part of the NBA CBA where they have this supermax thing. I had no idea until the Luka situation, but that is a significant sum of money.
Oh, no doubt. And the Mavs losing Kyrie to a damn ACL injury. This
Ouch.
ACL part in your body?
Man,
What a dumb part.
It is vital.
it is very vital.
Yeah, like connects
your
like your
knees.
tibia and you're like, yeah, or fibia or something. I don't know.
All the CLs
Yeah.
are important.
yeah, like it's a big
PCL,
deal. Yeah.
ACL, MCL,
Yeah.
They're a
those
bitch ass.
cruciate ligaments.
Okay.
What was the word you just used?
Tibia, fibia?
No, right after that.
Bitch ass?
Yeah, there it is. Okay.
was bitch
I
ass?
just wanted to make sure. Just making sure.
It is a delicate and vital, important part of the knee.
Oh man, Prez, I'm just messing around, dude. I get it.
What's Prez,
LeBron
man?
is good. He's like Bellezy. LeBron is 40 years old, outplaying 90% of the NBA superstars. Man, I know. I'm just kidding. It's all good.
You just
being
want to
negative,
get in the
remember?
cover.
I know
Yeah.
that Dusty is around.
Yeah.
and I'm just trying to stir him up.
Is he having a nap? Did he go for lunch?
Yeah.
He needs a nap after the nasty
Oh.
chat. And the thing is, the game is so horrific, and the team is just whatever. They're not even. I always say Oilers are Oilering. They're not. This is actually not Oilering. This is different. But I think Dusty couldn't even talk about LeBron too much today because of this.
Well, he
Yeah.
was kind of pumping him up a bit. I mean,
50,000 points is absolutely remarkable.
Yeah,
It is.
It's
sure
what it is.
yeah.
So yes, you have to respect greatness. I 100% agree.
Okay, hot take. Do you think he should get MVP over SGA?
No.
Yes, I agree. But some people might think that.
I'll go with my Canadian guy.
Attaboy.
Yeah.
So you guys hear quick NFL as well. Aaron Rodgers.
What's the latest on that?
Okay.
Crazy.
So the biggest rumor right now is that he could go back to Green Bay, and the Jets released Devontae Adams as well.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then because Jordan Love is not a good quarterback, right? So
We don't like Jordan Love. Have we turned on Jordan Love?
we have turned on Jordan Love. Well, not
Collectively?
we, the Green Bay Packers.
Are you a
Packers
Packers fan?
I am not. My brother is though. Huge
Oh.
cheesehead guy. Doesn't have it because it's not cool to wear. But yeah.
Agreed. But they've been a good franchise for such a long time, like competitive.
They're like an Oilers fan base too.
Did the Packers have enough to really help Love though? Like receiver wise?
No.
No. They're what is it called? Phonies, fakers, pretenders.
Yeah.
Sorry. So there's a rumor that Rodgers and Adams could go to the 49ers on discounts.
Interesting.
Yeah. Because Purdy's contract is going to be super expensive, and many think he is not worth the money and product of a stacked team and a well-run organization by Shanahan. So the Niners could save money, tons of cap space by doing this and leading up the defense and O-line again.
Okay, so interesting because what's up?
We're just talking 49ers.
My friend who is muy caliente.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, let's get Latino heat in here. Okay, let's
Yeah.
go toxic again. Toxic time.
Oh, are you calling me toxic?
No.
I'm
It's
just wrong.
Calling
outrageous.
all of us, Oilers and the fans of the Nasties, we're all being toxic.
Yeah.
Toxic
Tough
time.
right now. But why are you guys talking 49ers?
Well, there's a rumor going around it. Jesse, you can talk about it.
Yeah, so Devontae Adams got released today. I'm sure you
Yeah.
heard that. So there's a rumor that they could Rodgers and Devontae Adams could sign with the 49ers, take a discount. Yeah, because Brock Purdy's going to be a little bit too expensive.
Yeah.
And Rodgers is a 49ers fan.
Yes. Anyone but Rodgers, though. Come on.
Yeah, like Rodgers, I don't know. I understand the rationale for San Fran because they don't really want to pay Purdy that money based on being a game manager.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure that Rodgers is the level that you need to take you over the hump.
And you don't need the
craziness.
The craziness.
Yeah.
You don't need that drama. And Purdy, keep in mind, I think he's still under contract for one more year.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so like there's no rush here. And it's interesting that they don't want to go full all in on him when the narrative last year was they're going to pay him.
Well, yeah, the narrative to start the year was like he was one of the best quarterbacks in the league.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So then how do you fall from being one of the best quarterbacks in the league to being like, you're just a game manager that we don't want anymore?
In
just because you got to pay him a little bit of money.
In fairness, they were a mess last year.
They were.
And it started in the offseason. Like,
with Ayuk.
Yeah.
all the holdouts,
Yeah.
all the injuries. Debo Samuel was a distraction. I'm glad he's gone. No excuses, but they were a mess.
Yeah, like that Brandon Ayuk held out for way more money. As soon as he came back,
He was terrible.
he was awful.
And then he got
Samuel
hurt.
was a mess. McCaffrey came back, got hurt, came back, then got hurt again.
Yeah.
He was out.
Yeah.
Like, so then just like from the whole team was a mess.
Yeah.
So like, I don't think adding Rodgers to that mix is going to be great. Now, adding Devontae Adams to that mix,
That's different.
That's a whole different conversation. Because now you're actually got,
He's a good receiver.
he's a really good receiver.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
If you put him on one side, you're going to get a lot of attention from opposing defenses, which probably opens up Ayuk and Samuel.
Yeah.
They're a package deal, no? You think at this point?
Oh, I hope not.
They're
I'll take Adams, Eddie.
besties. They're besties.
Did you have fun at the game last night?
I said I'm glad I watched it with the guys.
Yeah.
Because if I was at home, I would have been depressed and very cranky, puffy, you name it today. So it was nice to be out there.
Nice seeing you guys.
Why, you would have just drank yourself? It's great to see you,
No,
Hernan.
because you don't sleep and then you feel dehydrated and then I got to use my geisha stone, and have you ever seen these things? I'm going to bring it in one day. I told Maddie during the slow season.
We're
going to have a show and tell.
I've never seen one of those.
It's like this Japanese stone and it makes depuffs you.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
Good thing that we had Hernan available for the 49ers, Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Adams talk. Big thank you.
Yeah, good stuff, Hernan.
This geisha stone thing, is that the rolling
The depuffer.
There's two of them. So it's the roller.
find that very
and then
bizarre.
it's actually this stone, and the way it's molded, it fits on your face perfectly, and then you roll it.
And we believe this stuff?
Well,
Does it work?
It has to. It's Japanese,
They wouldn't lie to us.
and they have the best skincare. Them in Korea, definitely follow them.
They do have very, very good.
Yeah, they do have good skin, and it's
Valid.
anti-aging because we are getting aged by being toxic.
That's the theme today.
I got to give a shout out quickly.
What?
To one of my former players who got in his first fight at the WHL.
No.
His mom
Right
just sent
on.
me the video.
And?
He got caught with a couple, but
Who is
great.
this?
His name is Ty Riley.
Yep.
Good little fight. Not bad.
If Brendan was here, he's filling in for Zach to come this week because Zach to comes on holidays.
Yeah, actually, a couple
Seattle.
former players got some firsts. Another kid, Vanek Popple, got his first
You
goal.
coached him?
He shot it from center ice, missile slap shot,
And it went in on
and
a
it
goalie?
went in on a goalie.
Uh-oh.
And then, honestly, first fight. That's good stuff right there.
So we're giving shout outs to...
Riley and Vanek.
Okay.
Good stuff. It's exciting. Little couple
at you.
clips.
You're like a proud papa.
Proud papa. No negativity, hey?
Yeah, I guess not. Put them on the Oilers.
We're geisha stoning away the toxicity.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, there it
'Cause That's
is.
exactly how it works.
Because we're talking about Dior and not Kirkland's signature, as Big Uke started out the show.
He's a gas station.
Or gas
Dior.
station, sorry. Yeah. I'm trying to think, what...
Rogers stats from Prize. Rogers stats.
Let's be done with Aaron Rodgers in the NFL. He's a weirdo.
This is a comparison to Mahomes. But yeah, he's a weirdo.
Yeah, so he is debating playing. Why am I not surprised? Because he's another one of those guys
He's
where
not
it's
going
like,
away.
I thought he was done. Remember, he kept the last game ball from the Jets game. Like, go do your ayahuasca retreats and go on Pat McAfee's show and talk about BS. And
I don't know why I always want to kind of defend Aaron Rodgers. I don't know, but
did you watch
yes,
the whole thing on him on Netflix?
I didn't finish it.
I'm only through 2 episodes.
I
There's only one
watched the
left.
first one. Yeah, it was good though. Very good.
It was surprising. It opens you up to like why he's such a weirdo.
Yes, this is true.
Why? Because he goes into retreats and goes into dark holes and goes into a bridge and
No,
just
that's how
hangs
he
out.
handles
his stress. So what's the reason he becomes a loony bin?
I think first of all, he's very like steadfast in his beliefs.
Yes.
Now, I'm not saying you can't believe what you want, but his beliefs tend to be abnormal, left of center, what most rational, normal people think.
Mm-hmm.
And then he is intelligent, but he takes his thoughts one way and then he will make a case for why he's like that. And he's very stubborn in those thoughts. And with his intelligence, he'll make an argument to counter you.
Mm-hmm.
And then he'll still be crazy. In a nutshell, I'm trying to sum it up quickly.
You know what? I don't even care.
And that's what
you know what? I like it. I like it.
He's
You
You know
like
what?
it?
You know
Is it
why?
the
Great
drama?
athlete.
I do
Because
too.
it brings eyes.
I like it too.
Screw
in
it.
that
I
sense.
like it.
It brings something different, and
You're a sellout, man. I'm just kidding.
You know what? Since Jazzy called me negative, I'm going to go super positive on everything. On everything. It's going to be overboard on the other way.
You're going super positive
Yeah,
on
super
everything.
positive.
Way to go, Jasmine.
Yeah.
Now we're going to infight.
It's so
It's going to
funny.
be super positive.
Yeah. Tomorrow, see, good
Potholes.
good vibe.
Give me a positive spin on those.
Well, there's just opportunities for the city of Edmonton to just, fill them, make them nice and smooth. So yeah, the potholes they're a good thing because it makes the city of Edmonton work a little bit harder.
You're
All
good.
you do is 311 it.
Yeah.
Yes, there's a lot of 311ing going on right now because, man, they're bad.
Let me read this.
Okay.
Rodgers' stats were just as good as Mahomes. Jets had an SHIT defense and O-line. Mahomes had a top 3 defense and great offense and Andy Reid as a head coach. The narrative Rodgers is rinsed is so false. That's what I'm kind of saying. I'm telling you, it came from a crappy Jets team.
I thought you were being positive.
Oh yeah, sorry. I completely agree. He was on a really bad Jets team. His coach didn't really understand the offense or which style of offense that Aaron Rodgers needed to succeed. Once he got Davante Adams, he was fantastic. There was an instant chemistry built between the two. The best thing that could have happened is if they could have had a great chemistry with Wilson, so they could have had dual threats on each side. And if they would have allowed Aaron to take over the offense with those two dual threat receivers, they probably would in a better situation. If the Jets would decide to keep Aaron Rodgers and Davante Adams and go draft an O-line that could possibly protect Mr. Rodgers, I think Mr. Rodgers could return to his MVP form.
That was very well done. But somebody needs to get you a breath mint because there's so much crap coming out of your mouth in that statement. But you handled that perfectly.
Well done. Man.
I like this. Oh, keep those texts coming in 780-218-9999. Any other outside the Oilers topics you want to hit on?
No, I can talk about this forever. But we can go back to the Oilers.
No. Well, I mean, in the last half hour, and you want to do your White Lotus update at the end of the show.
I got to do the White Lotus.
We'll save you
update.
10 minutes.
Yeah, sure. I mean, it'll be a couple minutes.
This is a request from Nasties.
Yes, it was.
Okay, we need to outline that immediately so that it's not coming from me or Sean because I have not seen. I tried to watch White Lotus.
You did, okay, which the first season?
Yeah, but what streaming platform is it? Crave. Oh,
HBO.
okay. I went on Amazon Prime and I saw you could watch the start of season 3, but I'm I want to go back to the beginning.
No,
I'll watch it on
the first
Crave.
Yeah,
Okay,
Amazon
I'll check it out.
Prime is a fantastic platform to get your viewing, your TV series that you want to watch. But Crave is also very fantastic. And I really hope that you do pay the $13.99 to jump on Crave so you can have access to HBO, all the different movies that you need. I believe Starz might be on that. It's a fantastic streaming service. You should definitely
I
be a
see
part
what's
of it.
happening.
I see.
Okay,
Yeah,
I was like, Does Bellezy get paid for this? Like, oh no, he's being positive.
No, he's being
so positive.
He
I
is,
think it's just like a La Habitat thing again.
oh, look who's getting into the inbox.
What's
Josh
up?
Clausen says, Jazz, no. Rogers was and is garbage. Clausen, good to hear from you.
Sorry,
and there is a Jets diehard.
Yes,
Josh, I think you're being a little bit extreme. I do believe he had wonderful numbers, and if he did have an O-line that could possibly protect him, he would have had more time to throw against a team that had lots of pressure, which made the Jets' offense go sideways.
You are so full of it. Like I said, breath mint. Like get this man like a full 2 liter of antibacterial mouthwash.
This is weird.
He is just spewing hot garbage to be
hard.
all in the name of being positive.
Yeah, I'm just going to be positive the rest of this time.
Clausen, huge Jets fan, says, "Get that garbage out of here." I love it.
But I do feel like New York Jets fans are, very negative.
They've been dragged
and
through
I
the
feel
mud.
like they probably need a little bit of love, and they have been dragged through a little bit of love or through the mud.
Yeah.
But if they just hold on to that hope and belief, there's an opportunity for them to get out of it.
Positive Bellezy sucks.
I know, positive Bellezy sucks. Stop being a fraud, okay? Yeah.
You have 3 minutes left of being positive Bellezy, but we
man.
turn to 10:30 and I read
I
the
can go back
Sentinel
to being
story.
realist
Oh
Bellezy?
yeah, I like
Okay.
realist Bellezy.
Yeah,
He's
okay.
way better.
Okay.
Okay. Anything else?
No.
Are you sure?
I am.
100%.
Yeah. I am. I think we should still talk Oilers.
Oh, we have lots to talk about.
Okay.
We have lots to talk
I truly believe I like your takes, and I would wish you would have it a little bit more. I was really enjoying those, and
Okay, fine. 49ers have a strong running offense. This is a place where the Aaron Rodgers' age could be questioned and he could take that pressure off and be a better quarterback. There.
I do agree. With his age and experience, he could read defenses in a better way. I think it can help unlock maybe Deebo Samuel's talents and
Samuel's out.
maybe not have had before.
Shanahan.
Shanahan obviously is a fantastic coach. If he's part of that, he can just unlock some talents that Aaron Rodgers has, and I think that maybe can get the 49ers over the hump.
Sorry, Clausen. Just wanted to.
NFC West is going to be all Cardinals next year. I'm just going to cap it on that note. And you know what? We're not even giving you till 10:30 to be positive, Bellezy. We're ending it right now. I can't handle positive Bellezy.
Oh, people love it.
No, it sucks. It's weird. All right. The EST Hangout is presented by Sentinel Storage. Canada's storage experts, more than 2 decades of helping Canadians through life's transitions. Canadian storage provider, Sentinel.ca. Let's go
Great
back
throw,
to
Tom.
Oilers talk.
Let's go back to
I'm
Oilers
going to go to this one. I've been sitting on this text for a little while. It's from Brock.
Yes.
Here we go.
Get
It's
toxic.
a bit of a long-winded text, but there's some substance here. Brock texting in saying, my theory regarding Evander Kane. The Oilers have a history of the league being hard on them via unclear CBA policy, like prorating James Neal goals and making them give Calgary the conditional pick because he, quote, would have hit the mark in a full year. Also with the Duncan Keith retirement, recapture to Chicago should have given the Oilers a cap credit, but, quote, that was not the intention of how that calculation would work, unquote. Even though other teams have received cap credits in the past. Because of this history, the organization is keeping any and all information they have about Kane's availability and rehab as quiet as they can to maintain plausible deniability when the league inevitably comes at them for quote-unquote cap circumvention, even though other teams have used this loophole with great success in the past. It is a smart move by the organization. They have every right to think the league might come with penalties if they openly use this loophole like others have. That was a very well written and descriptive.
That was fantastic. I really like that. I'm
Brock
actually
showed
giving a
his
couple
work.
clicks.
Yeah.
Nice work.
Brock showed his work.
Yeah.
Maybe there's something to that. Now, that was a prior regime that happened to. It was the Ken Holland era.
That was a Ken Holland era. You're now into the Jackson Bowman era.
Correct.
And I don't know if the NHL is trying to do anything like that.
Slanted against the edge.
Yeah, I think that the NHL is a league that wants to make sure that all teams are, in the right frame of mind. They're doing things by the CBA. They're legal. The NHL cares about its product. And
are you being positive, Bellezy, or realist, Bellezy here?
They want to ensure that each team is cap compliant. So they're probably keeping tabs on this situation because Mr. Kane is coming out and saying, hey, I want to skate.
I thought we said we're stopping positive, Bellezy.
I'm being realist, Bellezy, now.
I kind
But
of
you're
believe
using positive Bellezy tone, which I don't like.
That's my B. Sorry, man.
No, that positive. He
isn't.
puts this little bit of a
There's a little snootiness to his. Yeah.
Defense,
Your cadence is snooty right now.
Yeah. But here I
You
actually
used
is
Mr.
rational.
Kane.
Oh, man. And Evander's probably sitting there saying, like, guys, I really want to be a positive impact for your team. I want a little bit of runway so I can find my game and I can find my legs. And then if I can do that, I can be the guy that, is going to be that physical player for you, a guy that could potentially score 20 goals for you. So that's probably why he wants to come back.
Mm-hmm. Kane is such a huge factor. Like, you don't even realize until things like this happen with the team.
Yeah, it rears its ugly head and bites them in the butt.
Yeah.
You knew it was lingering in the back. It's one of those like problems that you wish and issues that you wished wouldn't show up, but it does. And you're like, there it is. And it is doing exactly what I thought it would. That's what's happening right now. Why are you smirking?
I'm just a happy guy.
You are
Please
not.
share.
Well, I mean, maybe sometimes Evander just is misunderstood.
I agree.
And maybe he's just trying to figure out he's getting a little bit longer in the tooth. He's trying to protect himself so that he can maybe potentially get that last contract.
I don't even know you.
And
Tommy. See Tommy's face? He
I did.
literally so innocent. Evander is gonna have his 4th baby. It's gonna be a daughter. His fiance Mara is currently in the hospital. So they're probably gonna have a premature baby, hopefully very healthy and everything will be okay. So I know he's obviously taking care of his fiance and stressed out with that as well. So let's give him a break.
the reality of the situation is screw that. There's so much selfishness right now going on there.
With the new
No, I said that part's fantastic, but there is selfishness going on there.
Oh, the baby
The
part's
reality is
fantastic.
that
Everything's okay.
you're not even remotely at 100%, so you can't play right now.
There it is. There's the fire.
That is
Are you
facts.
getting mad now?
Good.
Nope.
Oh, okay.
Come on, don't we all want to go to a retreat for some brews? We gotta be toxic in here.
I'm just saying, like, I do think that there needs to be way more communication on that front from both parties. Because if you're not even close to 100%, then why are you pushing so hard to come back before the end of the regular season? That's
You're throwing
the
a
thing
wrench into plans.
That's the thing I don't understand. So if you're not close to being 100%, and by all accounts, he's not even close to being 60%, so then you just need to chill, dude, and sit out so that the others can use your money to make sure that they are a better team at the end of the day. Because sharing is caring. And so you're going to share your LTIR money so that they can go out and find a better defenseman. They can keep you. And then in essence, they have now 3 deadline pickups. Kane, Frederick, said defenseman, and maybe they can actually go out and get another piece of that puzzle that we were talking about earlier to fill out maybe the right side, or they can fill out, the depth at center.
Facts.
There he is. There's the Bellezy.
Yeah, facts.
There, he's back. He is back.
He's back.
Bellezy.
Bellezy's going from nice positive guy to toxic again. It is like the John Cena heel turn. Fans love it. That's impressed.
Here's a text. A lot of texts have been coming in. I like it.
Love it.
Get in there,
Thank you.
780-218-9999. Clausen also has a response I'm going to get to in a little bit. to you. This text says, my issue is everyone thinks when Kane comes back, he is going to play like playoff Kane from 2 seasons ago. Keep dreaming. He is washed.
Don't disagree. I don't agree with the washed part. I don't disagree. I think he's not going to be the same level of player he was 2 years ago in the playoffs. But if you can get a better version of what you had last year, so keyword better version of what you had last year, that's a player that's probably still, I don't know, useful.
He made a comment when he had his availability announcing the knee surgery, which just popped up a little while ago, a couple months ago now. And he said, if he's like, I have experience coming off the couch. He said, I did it before. And he basically meant like sitting idle and then just showing up and playing and having success. I feel like this is a bit different because the last time he did it with San Jose, he didn't, like Wyshynski said on the morning show with the boys, he doesn't follow team rules. He does things his own way. This is what's happening right now, it seems like, by all accounts.
Yep.
Now, the coming off the couch and playing part of Evander Kane.
It's a shot.
It's a shot, absolutely. Yeah. And this is different because he was at least playing with the Sharks, got sent down to the Barracuda, where, no, it's not the NHL, but it is very close in the AHL. And then I think there was like a couple week window, and then he showed up and played for Edmonton and was very effective. And he was motivated. And he was
but
healthy.
that's not a whole year.
Yeah.
That's not a whole year. That's not fighting through rehabilitating injuries and surgeries. I feel like this is a different scenario.
But that's why I said better version of last year's Kane.
Where he was hurt.
Yes. So like that Kane was still somewhat mixing it up a little bit, but if you can get a slightly better version of that player, you have a useful player. I'm not going to sit here and tell you he's going to be super effective. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that he's going to score 20 goals. I'm just saying that he's going to be a more useful player than the one that they had last year because of how hurt he was. And unfortunately for the Oilers right now, they need big bodies. Mm-hmm. They need guys that can skate, and they need guys that can be physical.
Boom. Boom, boom.
Boom, boom, boom.
Boom, boom, boom.
That's your nickname.
So that's what they need. And that's, whether you can get that out of them is a completely different story. But here we are.
Loomies. I don't think he's washed, but to say he's going to come in and be remotely effective is very flawed.
That's from Loomis?
Yeah.
And then that was a text, a different text with no name on it, had the washed comment to the Kane thought.
Hi, Brendan. How's it going, sir? How are you?
Let's go to Mark.
Great to see you, man.
Mark texting in says, Jeff Jackson forgot he wasn't an agent when he made those signings. At least change the second-year trade protection so you can recoup draft picks to a list of teams. That's what I thought the best case would be for the Oilers. Win the Cup, trade those vets for picks, and reload. I hope they get Frederick signed and people stop booing his anthem when he comes to Edmonton, since it accomplishes absolutely nothing. That comes in from Mark.
Great. Keep the toxicity flowing. I think Kane is going to be a really good player when he comes back.
Trent Frederick. Talk about Frederick, right?
I'm talking about Kane.
Oh, you're talking about Kane.
Yeah.
You were talking about Frederick, though, right?
This text was in regard to Frederick.
Okay.
And the national anthem, the booing.
Yeah.
I hope that the Oiler fans welcome Mr. Frederick with open arms and cheer for him.
Oh, they will.
Now, with that being said, I'm not sure that the U.S. national anthem is going to get a lot of love, which it is what it is. And personally, I think that Mr. Frederick's, his energy, the way that he plays, his truculence is going to win over the Edmonton fans. And I think he's going to be loved here in the city. And that by itself will allow Mr. Frederick to resign.
We are such a welcoming fan base, but we need production. Like any other franchise. The fans are so great here.
The fans here are fantastic. They are wonderful people. Their takes are usually dialed in. They definitely know the game, and I agree. They need to see results. and they need to have point producers. So I completely get it.
I completely hate Positive Bellezy. Positive Bellezy sucks.
Oh man.
Yeah,
why
stop
does he
it.
suck?
Well, and the tone that Positive Bellezy has is so snooty.
Snooty.
It's insulting. Go away, Positive Bellezy.
No, Positive Bellezy's here to stay.
Keep your
Bellezy
positive
sucks.
energy out there.
Ridiculous. Okay, another text.
Oh,
This one from Tay. What's up, Tay? Question for you guys. If a player wants to come back, but the organization believes the player is not ready to play and or is at risk to re-injure, can they prevent the player from playing? Bellezy, I think you would have some insight into this.
I don't think they can actually prevent him from playing. Like in this
But
particular
if they
situation,
have a medical, if the doctors and the medical team.
If the doctors and the medical team say he can't play, then the team can now step in and say, you can't play, buddy. But if there's anything that suggests that he could be back, I think they have to because doesn't the NHL look into this stuff?
Yes.
And if there is that, okay, he can come back. There is he should probably come back.
The NHL does investigate injury situations. That was reiterated to us by David Pagnato on Hello Hockey on Saturday.
For LTIR?
Yes.
Or load management or everything?
LTIR.
Yeah. Because they actually
they don't really do load
they
management
actually
in NHL.
do want to make sure that teams are cap compliant and they're not circumventing the cap. That's actually factual. Now, how far do they actually dive into it? Completely another conversation. But I think the hope is that most teams are following the rules.
I see what you mean. It's like a Dr. Nick situation.
The B is for bargain.
Yeah.
Call
What they
1-888
need to have
doctor.
happen is Tanya Harding comes out of retirement.
On the Noel Nuge thing? That's
And-
Maddie. Did you say that?
but not to the point where he's down and out for a while. Hey, I got another 3 weeks I'm out for. I'm not suggesting Nasties that you do that.
Don't do that.
Don't do that. But anyway, that's he needs a little bit more. Evander, just chill, dude.
Big Dave? Or do you want to say something?
No.
Big Dave says, I'm not sure if I like this version of Bellezy or not. I think it's safe to call him toxic positivity Bellezy.
He's gaslighting us.
This one,
just pouring it all over the place.
this one says,
Manipulating it. Yeah.
can we please keep positive Bellezy on the bench for JPHL games as well?
I've been nothing but positive. The commissioner actually told me I was a shining star last weekend.
Richard Nault?
Yeah, he said, I saw that you were frustrated, but you handled it like a pro. You were a shining star. So positive Bellezy's always here.
Let's go to Clausen's follow-up.
Okay.
Yes, the Jets had other problems, specifically kicking early in the year, but Rodgers padded his numbers late in the season and never showed up when it mattered early in the year. And then he said, Bellezy, no. I think you had a positive Bellezy diatribe about the New York Jets that Josh Clausen politely shut down, rightly so.
Politely shut it down, and I love his positivity. Appreciate that. Maybe if he had a rouge, it would have helped the kicking game.
Oh my God. Oh my God. I hate positive Bellezy. He sucks.
Big Uke says, Hangout Boom Boom is always something else.
He's something else, all right.
White Lotus quickly.
Yes, we have 10 minutes. Go.
Okay,
White Lotus.
So, spoiler alert, if you just want to turn it down maybe 2.5 minutes, I won't be too long with this. So you can turn it right down. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. So the White Lotus recap, the episode 3 is called The Meaning of Dreams. So it kind of reflects on snakes and men alike who try to wiggle out of the unfriendly confines of their current lives being at this resort. So Rick at the beginning, he freed all the snakes. And if you see Chelsea, she's wearing all the snake jewelry. So there's it's symbolic, right? And mystical.
Very much so,
Okay.
as I'm learning.
Okay. If Maddie was here, this would...
No, continue. You've got our attention.
I am captivated by this.
Belinda from the last season. Okay, so she's approaching Greg. Okay, so they have this uncomfortable interaction, and she really shouldn't have told him that she's seen him somewhere because that girl, her little resort retreat that she's trying to learn is gonna turn into murder. Regardless, she's gonna be on the hit list. So watch out for that. Oh, and also her son was at the very beginning of the episode when someone was killed. So
is he a suspect of some sort?
No, he wasn't, because he was at the retreat and like the shots were going, and then so he thought it was his mom could be in danger, so he's running towards her.
Gotcha.
Or trying to find her.
Gotcha.
Okay, so Victoria and Tommy Radcliffe, these guys are the rich family. So there's some stuff unfolding. We didn't get too much other than that, Victoria is clearly a drug addict, and another dream sequence with the tsunami and her being in that comforter. And then let's see here. Tame, the security guard. He's really trying to prove himself. So this could go either way. It's unfolding as well. It's either, I feel like he's gonna die. I feel like he's gonna die either saving the old lady because he wants to be part of her crew and the bodyguards, or that he's gonna die saving that beautiful woman that he's in love with at the resort. I forgot her name. I'm sorry. Otherwise, it could be a twist, and he could be actually really evil, and we're all getting played because he's actually gaslighting us like Bellezy does, and like he's actually maybe he's evil inside, but he really does seem really sweet. Okay, so I'm wrapping this up. The three besties, they had their little political conversation about voting, and they were talking Trump, which I found to be really interesting on an HBO show, that they actually were talking about Trump and they were having this like political debate. But anyways, at the end of their conversation, they tucked it underneath the rug and they went on with their fakeness, because their friendship seems very fake, and it was like
positive Bellezy?
Yes, exactly. It was like they like hated on each other's politics. They're like, but I can't wait to go to Austin. So be mindful of that phoniness.
Great city, by the way.
Yeah, I know. I like that city too. I had
a lot of fun.
Yeah, a Thursday night I would recommend.
Yep.
And am I kind of done wrapping it up? Okay, so I'll wrap it up with this. There's lots of tsunami stuff, so that could be kind of telling. And then, but other than that, they kind of set up the third episode for, I think, a lot of things to unfold in the next one. But very well done. So you can turn it up. Spoilers over.
That was the White Lotus recap with Jasmine.
I hope that was good. I know it's hard with one person just talking about it, but it'd be, yeah.
I have never seen this show.
Watch the first episode.
I've never seen this show.
I'm not.
But I was very captivated by your recap.
Oh, thank you. I'm not, okay, is that positive Bellezy? Being fake?
You should have seen the side eye he gave me.
What side eye?
I don't know now.
I feel like just because positive Bellezy has come out that I'm taking more shrapnel than ever. It's because you guys know that you're not going to get shrapnel back.
Bring it on, positive Bellezy dink.
I truly appreciate your comments, Tom.
Okay, this comes in from RBM. This is actually a legit positive comment.
Okay.
It says, Bellezy and Jasmine waved at me. LOL. Felt like an excited, nervous kid. Great to meet YTT, Lieutenant Eric, Reed, and Hernan. Very cool. That's a positive one.
Yeah, there you go.
I am happy that RBM had a positive experience.
Thank you.
Coming in to EST Studios.
And if it wasn't for positive Bellezy, I wouldn't have noticed them.
So regular Bellezy would have
positive Bellezy was here and was ready to say hi to people.
But not Boom Boom.
Regular Shawn would have been so dialed in here listening to the toxicity that I would have been like just here. I wouldn't have been like welcoming everybody. Positive Bellezy's here to stay.
You take that back.
It's like I can't wait to actually get off the show so I can go see Trev and be like, man, Trev, I'm so happy that you got dressed in the dark. This is probably the best look that you've ever had.
Trev today? Trev. Oh, I see.
Not good. Not good.
Are those like Lululemons with the, never mind, with Timberlands?
Fake Timbos.
Oh, still.
They're
even
fake.
if they were not.
They're fake Timbos.
Okay. That's a fashion faux pas.
Okay. Well, we can have that conversation with him off the air.
Oh, I will.
Yeah, I think you will. We have 5 minutes. What did we learn on today's show?
Oh, we have 5 minutes?
Yeah.
Wow.
That actually flew by pretty quickly.
I learned, I know, just kind of interrupt.
Of course. No, go for it.
I learned that we're being toxic, and I'm joking a lot, but like, yeah, it sucks. But I do feel like there is hope still in that everything's going to be okay. And I don't with the Oilers.
Very good.
And I feel like Bellezy saying we're gonna win tomorrow.
Hang on, who
Positive Bellezy.
is saying who is gonna win?
The Oilers are
Thank
going
you.
to win tomorrow
Yes.
against his Le Habitat.
They are his Le Habitat.
Yeah,
He's doing an alumni event
And
today
I really
with them.
appreciate that though, that Bellezy said that though. It actually
Yeah.
made me feel better and calmer considering what happened yesterday, in all seriousness. So thank you for that, brother. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm not toxic.
Okay, what did you guys learn today?
I learned that I hate Positive Bellezy. I didn't know that this persona existed. I miss Boom Boom. I miss my Sean.
hmm
And I hope I never have to experience Positive Bellezy again. I learned about White Lotus season 3, episode 3.
Yes.
Yes.
Episode 3.
And I had a good time. I
I
learned, how to
learned
use
that
the thing.
Thank you,
Jasmine
Tommy.
can talk for 4 minutes straight without taking a breath.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Wow.
Oh, I like it.
Ah,
I learned today that a lot of the nasty like Positive Bellezy. So he may or may not come out to more hangouts, especially when heel Maddie's here.
Okay, that would be a deadly combination, I feel like. As long as I don't have to be involved.
heel Maddie.
And I also, hold on. Coyote Steve, Positive Sean has a no move contract. He's not going anywhere. See, people love it. So,
Good tie-in.
yeah, this was a fun show.
Yes.
This was a
I'm
fun
here to
show.
stay.
This is good crew. Good crew.
Fantastic crew.
Big thank you to Hernan for stepping in when I had to take a bathroom break. Well, Pat texting in says White Lotus is elite. RBM says, so you're saying I got super lucky with Positive Bellezy? I think it was meant to be, and maybe it was positive RBM the whole time. RBM, I'm glad you had a great experience here. And then Tay says, thanks, guys, because we responded to his text in regard to medical staff and the player and the team having differing opinions.
Yep.
Bottom line, like this is cliche, but everyone has to be on the same page.
Yeah.
And by all accounts, and hasn't
Absolutely.
been. They're not on the same page. They haven't been on the same page.
Same
They
page.
continue to not be on the same page.
In a nutshell.
Kane, Oilers, and they're running.
And
out
at
of
the
time.
end of the day, I think it's we would be remiss without saying that the Oilers are still a top 5 team, maybe a top 6 team now, despite their losing. They have very good hockey players on their team. They have the 2 best players in the world, one of which right now is having a little bit of a down spell just because of the 4 nations. You have a Darnell Nurse who is playing better than he ever has been as an Oiler. Fantastic.
Yes.
You got Ekholm, who's a fantastic defender. You've got some young, Savoy. You got a young player
Young player, yeah.
who is up and coming, who has skill. You have guys that are really good hockey players, and you've got a good team, and you got a great fan base. And the fan base alone can hopefully give them enough energy to pull them out of this whole situation.
Absolutely.
It's gonna be a good
Don't give
back
up.
and forth in the stands tomorrow.
Speaking of tomorrow, I'm again on the Hangout with Tommy, and we're going to have Lully from Opna Hockey here. So
Yep.
we'll get his perspective on everything that's going down as well.
And then I did get a follow-up from our friend Larry, who is a season seat holder. He says the playoff prices from last year to this year have gone up 17%, while the regular season seats increased 12% for his seats. So, yeah, they are...
And maybe their Oilers are just trying to find better ways to take your dollars and to make it a better product for you. Hence why they raised the price.
that garbage that just came out of your
I
mouth.
can't even, that one was
You
awful.
could even...
I know.
That one was tough.
One last text to the inbox we go. Though you cracked before you can
Yeah,
even get
exactly.
the
I
last
was
sentence.
like, what?
Yeah, no, it's
Oh,
gouging. It's
God.
definitely
Yeah, that is
gouging.
gouging.
We, the fans from O-Town, says, do not care if a member of the Edmonton media says we when talking about an Edmonton team. O-Town, that is a nice thought, and I know you're defending our girl Jazzy, but it is like professionalism and media etiquette to not say we when you talk about a team you cover. And Jasmine, she's going to figure it out. She's got it.
Thank you.
She's going to be just fine. She was great as a member of our team last night in the press box, we
The
had a
EST
good night
team.
at EST.
Yeah, I appreciate
myself, Jazzy, and Reed. Yeah. It was good. So, yeah.
And Bellezy's going to have fun tomorrow.
I am.
I hope you get on the Jumbotron when you're standing beside LaRock.
I don't know if I'm going to be standing.
Go stand beside him. Go try to chase some clout.
Wouldn't that
The
be
old
something?
lunch lady, George LaRock.
Wouldn't that be something if you want? I can do it, Trev.
Hi, Trev.
Let me see if I do it right.
Hi,
You just
Trevor.
oversee
How
it.
are you?
Great. How are you?
Great. Fantastic. Thank you. Happy
Okay.
to see you here today.
Yes.
This is positive, Bellezy. It's very strange. Wouldn't it be weird? And I don't think it's going to happen. But if Bellezy and George LaRock were representing Habs alumni at the game tomorrow, and they put you guys on the scoreboard,
Hilarious.
That's what I'm saying.
That would be
I know.
hilarious.
Yeah. I don't think it's going to happen.
They showed Clef Bomb last night.
Oh,
he looks fantastic. My gosh.
He's a great guy.
Yeah.
He was here because he still had some things left that he had to pick up that he hadn't picked up in recent years since he last played for the team. That's why Oscar was here. Good to see him. He looks great, like you said.
Yeah.
That's going to do it for the EST Hangout. That was a lot of fun, you guys. Positive Bellezy can go away. Regular Boom Boom can stay.
Yeah. Boom,
Jasmine, great show. You're back tomorrow with Lolly.
Yeah.
Going to be awesome. Big thank you to everybody who listened. Big thank you to everybody who watched. For Jasmine, for Bellezy, not the positive
Have a great
version. I'm Tom saying thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Coming up next, it is The Lock Shop with Huss and Dusty. We'll see you later. Let's go. There you go. Right in front of the camera.
First time guest, long time listener, fan of the original draft commissioner.
Welcome to the EST Hangout presented by White Claw Hard Seltzer. The difference is clear. Tom Gazzola with here joining us today.